If you clicked on this video, you probably know exactly how it feels when your world feels upside down. You feel that your mind is all over the place, everything is a bit messy, your body doesn't feel aligned, you don't have a nice posture, you almost feel like you are pulling forward, that constricted feeling. You just feel like everything is a blur and messy. And I'm sure most of us know how that feels. And I also think that most of us know that when that happens, we feel very lost, but we also feel very aware of the fact that if we were more organized, things would have been a bit better. Now, this used to happen to me quite a lot, not a lot, but often, regular, on a regular basis, maybe for a day, maybe for longer. And I always would have regret. Why am I not more organized? Come on, be more organized. Get your ducks in a row. But the truth is, when I really, really went deep inside myself, trying to say, how can I get things more organized? How can I get my little ducks in a row? I find that I had to be honest and say that I didn't want my ducks in a row. I don't want it. I want my ducks to run free. I want them to be scruffy, fluffy little feathers and be happy. I don't want to be such an organized person for some reason, okay? And I think there might be more of us out there. We like to not be that organized, but still we want a good life. We don't want these moments coming up where everything feels a mess. So what I did, and it really worked for me, and it still works for me, and whenever I stop doing it, it stops working for me and I regret it. And that is also why I'm becoming more disciplined in applying the few things that I've learned to do to prevent this from happening. Because every time I stop doing it, I suffer. I want to share with you today these 4 things. I would call them pillars. It's basically a pillar for a good foundation for my life that I would like to share with you today, that you can apply, but you can also find your own 4 pillars. So let me explain to you how I got to them. It will be very quick, and then we'll discuss the 4 pillars. So what I've done is, when things were chaotic and I felt lost, you might lose a loved one. And if your life already was a mess and already was in that blurry, crazy state, and now you lose a loved one, or your house burns down, or you lose your job, or you get sick, then you really have a problem, because you've got no foundation. Everything was already a mess, and now you're even in a deeper mess. So it's so important to have a strong foundation, so that when things go wrong, especially like currently with COVID, then you have a foundation to fall back onto. So what I've done was, when I had these bad times of everything is uncertain, I said, okay, what would have made my life better in this specific situation? And the things that came up for me, and it might be different for you, take a little notebook and write down for you, and then create your own steps, or you can try mine. What came up for me was, I certainly would have felt better if I was physically felt more healthy. If I felt that I was a bit more in shape and a little bit more feeling good in terms of health, in terms of not feeling lethargic or not happy with my body, And I think a lot of us feel like that. Also, a second thing that came up for me, I would have liked if things would have been better for me if my mind wasn't all over the place. So I definitely would have liked for my mind to be more disciplined, more calm. Third thing that came up for me was, I would have liked to feel more aligned with my environment. And what I mean with that is, I would have liked my body to be more, in a good posture, shoulders more back without having to strain it. I want it to be naturally more back, so that I feel aligned with the environment. I'm not sure if it makes sense. Those of you that do yoga, things like that, might know exactly what I mean. And then the 4th thing that came up for me was to be more organized in terms of my environment. My room cleaner, my handbag cleaner, my laptop bag cleaner, or neater, or my invoices more organized, things like that. But because I don't like to organize things, I didn't really like the feeling of looking at that. But so what I did, I put 4 pillars into place, which was my nutrition, um, my yoga or stretching, but I'll get to that, mind training, and organizing. Now, it sounds like work right now, but I want you to understand it's coming from a person that is really, I don't like the word lazy to call myself that, but it's coming from a person that wants to do as little as possible for the best results. Excuse me. So I put these things into place. I said, okay, let's start small, but let's get some kind of like a habit in place here. And this habit needs to be reinforced on a daily basis, no matter how small it is. It needs to become a part of my life, just like brushing teeth is a part of my life. And over time, these things really became rooted in my life. And I can truly say now they are supporting me. Even when things go crazy, I feel it's fine, I feel I've got my foundation. So the first thing I did was I said, okay, for nutrition, I want to be able to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, without gaining weight in a bad way. I don't mind gaining weight. I would actually like to gain some weight, but not. Don't want to get out of shape. So what I did is I do have a nutrition background, so it was fairly easy for me to find the foods that would work for my body, and I know it works for my friends' bodies, the ones that I have recommended this to. So it might really work for you. And that was to cut out all milk products, sugar, and wheat products. I do eat gluten, but when I cut out those 3 types of foods, milk products, wheat, and sugar, and rather eat things like rice, potatoes, I would cut out pasta because it's wheat, but rice and potatoes, wheat-free bread like rye, I would still eat. It's got gluten and things, but I do not, for my body, I don't mind gluten. No sugar, but I would have things like raw honey, agave, maple syrup, coconut sugar, and then milk products, no cheese, no milk, but I would have vegan cheeses or plant-based milks, or no milk. I'm not really a milk person. So those 3 things for my nutrition, if I do not eat those foods, I can eat as much as I want, whenever I want, and I'm fine, body-wise. It also takes away the allergies for me, or the dog is at the door. Hold on, my boy. Then I know that when things go crazy, I don't have to worry about, am I in shape, am I eating the right foods? I know you can focus on what is important right now. Just cut out those 3 foods and you'll be in shape. So, your life in that department won't fall apart. And that's a big thing, because when you don't feel good in your body, a thing like losing your job can really hit you harder because you don't feel good, and I think you do know what I'm saying here. I do think that most of you would resonate with this, would understand how important it is to feel good about your body. And that takes the focus away. You don't have to waste time on your nutrition. You can just eat your food and carry on with your life, which is very nice for me. I like my freedom. Like I said with my ducks, I don't want to follow diets and things. So nutrition is in place. That's a good thing already for your foundation. Then the next thing, mind training, keeping the mind calm. So I say to myself, okay, 1 minute a day, just 1 minute a day, I will sit on the bed and I will keep my mind on my breath. The feeling of the breath in my nose, I will feel it. I do feel that you need to do at least 15 to 20 minutes a day of this, but 1 minute is far better than 0, okay? So getting the habit into place, you go every day on your bed, you sit upright, you put a pillow underneath your bum, knees on the ground, knees on the mattress, sit up straight or on a chair. It does help to keep your body erect. In the beginning, your spine erect. It might be, you might be a bit lazy in the beginning, but over time, it's worth it. You can also lie in a bed if you're not able to sit upright. It's not a problem. It is just that you might get lazy and you might not be focused. So you sit in, I say, meditation, or close your eyes, feel the breath in your nose, moving in and out, and whenever the thoughts come and they run away with you, you bring them back. You can do it for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever, but you get that habit in place. If you feel that, oh my word, this is so frustrating, my mind is all over the place. I used to get that, it's almost like a torture. Like, why do I have to do this? Is it even waste of time for me? But those moments when you feel frustrated and you struggle to keep your mind calm was the exact motivation for me. It was like, look how your mind is. Look how uncontrolled your mind is. You've got no control over your mind. Your thoughts are running like wild horses. It's just proof of how messed up my mind was. And I had to bring it back, and it was like, oh, if this is how messed up my mind is, and how uncontrolled it is right now, and I still have a good life, imagine how good it could get and how calm it could get if I can train my mind to come back to the breath. So it's so worth it. So the more you feel demotivated, unmotivated to do your meditation or mind training, if you want to call that, the more it should inspire you to continue. So whenever you lose your mind on the breath and it goes around, running around, thinking about tomorrow or yesterday, sometimes you might not even remember, you might not bring it back at all. But later, as you practice, you will remember, I'm thinking thoughts. You bring it back to the breath in your nose, and you feel like, I'm not good at this. No, that's exactly it. You're not good at it right now. That's exactly why you have to do this. And we all know any athlete that practices, they can tell you do get better, you do refine. Any practice where you repeat yourself, it will get better. And later on, your meditation or mind training becomes such a pleasant experience. It is easier for me to do 15 to 20 minutes of that than to do 5 to 10 minutes, because it takes about 15 minutes for my mind to really settle down. So it's almost like you're a bit unsettled in the first few minutes, which makes it harder. So if you really want to, just start with 15 minutes. If you don't, start with 1 minute, make it 2 minutes, make it 5 minutes, make it 10 minutes, 15, 20, and you can go higher. Some days you can do an hour, it depends all on you. But don't force yourself. What's important here is not results. It is getting a habit solid, getting it rooted into your life. Because just think about it, if you have these 4 things rooted into your life, later in life, you've got a beautiful foundation to work from. Okay, so nutrition, meditation. Third thing, for me, I call it yoga. You can call it stretching. I know there's many religions that feel uncomfortable with yoga. It's not a problem. This is not about yoga for me in this specific situation. It's just that for me, I want to feel good. When I'm walking, I want to feel aligned with my environment. I want to feel one with it. I cannot feel one with my environment when my muscles are tense and restricted and, I've got this forward-leaning posture. I want to be loose. I want to be open, And for me, 7 minutes of stretching a day. But for me specifically, there's something that had amazing results for me and an amazing effect for me on my experience of life, my connection with others, is loosening up the spine by doing back bends. Those of you that do yoga will understand what a back bend is. If you do not, have a look if you can find some back bend exercises. Start simple, but try to do daily your 5, 7, 10, however long. You can do 1 minute of yoga, but get the habit in place, okay? Then the last thing, and that is the thing that changed my life the most, I think so, was to spend, initially I did 1 minute. So I started with 1 minute of cleaning, organizing something. So I started with my wallet. I remember that. I was making my wallet nice and clean. Inside I organized it. In 1 minute, you did a beautiful wallet, and every day after that, when you take out your wallet, it looks so beautiful, it looks new again. Then I started with my laptop bag. You start to enjoy it a lot. So I ended up, now I do like 15 minutes, which is not long, but it's short enough for me to continue doing this, but it's long enough for me to really see a difference every day. So I will either clean something or organize something, or I will even, sometimes I don't have anything to really think to organize, so I would clean the plant leaves, things like that. And then the plants look so beautiful again. And there's the magic in this organizing or cleaning thing of 1 to 15 minutes a day is that your mind, and this is important, that I really want to share with you, is when you're alone in your room, you can clearly see that your mind is your world, you know? Your mind is what is. You know, it's not like your body, you are this thing inside your body. You are, you know. So if your environment is not organized or neat or clean, there's not beauty in you. I hope you don't take it personal, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. You are. You're not your body, you are what is. So when our environment is beautiful and clean and neat, we are beautiful, and we feel it, and we feel sacred. So when something is messy or disorganized and we clean it, whether it takes 1 minute, but like the wallet, for instance, just a wallet, a little messy wallet, now it's a shiny, nice wallet and neat inside. The mind sees improvement. It sees from this, it moves to beauty. And if you do that on a daily basis, but you really do it with insight and not just by accident, you're not just cleaning it, you know, you actually do it with understanding of what you're doing. You are bringing beauty to your reality. You're bringing beauty to what you are. It's a very powerful practice because every day you see the improvement in you, you know? No matter you're cleaning something outside of you, it is you in a way. So seeing from bad to good every day, there's an improvement every day, improvement, beauty, beauty, beauty. And over time, you feel more beautiful. Your environment becomes more beautiful, especially the areas where you go often. Like if you often look in your handbag, make sure your handbag is neat or clean or beautiful. You wash your face at the basin, make sure your basin is nice and neat and clean and beautiful. Things where you go often to, because that is you, that is your world, that is where you live. You know, so these 4 pillars really can lay a beautiful foundation. You will feel your mind is calmer, your environment becomes beautiful every day. Another thing what I do when I don't have anything to clean is that I minimize. I will go through my cupboard and say, I haven't worn this for 6 months, let me take it out. And immediately my cupboard looks a bit neater, lighter, and less busy. Same, then the mind calms down. Your environment is beautiful, you eat, you don't have to focus on your diet, you just eat your food as much as you want, but you know, I'm at least not feeling tired, you know, your body stays in shape. It's not about the results, don't try to lose weight, you're just trying to, you know, keep things going, you're still looking good. And the 4th thing is your yoga or your stretching, you just feel nice, you know, you feel good in your body. If you have the other 3 pillars, but you don't feel good in your body, you don't feel that nice, flexible, aligned feeling, then when you're between people, there's a contracted feeling, and you are individual. While when your body is nice and aligned and flexible, and you feel part of your environment. And like I said, some of you will know exactly what I mean, others won't, but you will find out soon enough when you try it out. Some days I skip. I had the 2nd vaccine on Friday of COVID, and yesterday I skipped everything. I didn't do meditation, yoga, I did nothing, but it was so nice. I just lied and watched a Netflix movie, and that is also nice, you know, sometimes you skip. But if you skip a few days, you'll see, things are starting to feel a bit weird. I don't feel so nice in my body anymore. And then you come back. And it's good sometimes for me to cheat, because it just reminds me how amazing I feel when I actually do it. It reinforces the habit by cheating, if you know what I mean. So use your cheating, not as a laziness, use your cheating as to rediscipline yourself and make it stronger. You should never have to use, in my view, willpower to attain things like this. You should just use understanding of why you're doing it. Then it's easy. So every time you cheat, use wisdom. Don't just be lazy. Use your laziness to gain the wisdom so that you can change yourself and become stronger in your belief of what you're doing and why you're doing it. Lots of love, and see you next week. Bye.